But Amtrak says service is getting back to normal. A packed courtroom for heart-wrenching testimony in the drunk driving trial of a man accused of hitting and killing a Boy Scout on Long Island. The father of the 12-year-old Andrew McMorris took the stand with details of the moment of impact and what he heard the driver say. CBSN New York's Carolyn Gusoff reports from Riverhead.
John McMorris wore red, the Boy Scout color, the color his son Andrew wore the last day of his life. Seeing that shirt again, this time in evidence, triggered tears from the assistant scoutmaster who walked just steps behind his son the day he was struck and killed. "I can do this," he told the judge, recalling hearing thumps, then seeing things flying, a boy on the ground. "I ran as fast as I could. I was scared to death, and I realized it was my son." Where was driver Thomas Murphy? "As I'm taking care of my son dying before me, I heard him say, oh my God, are they okay? They're going to be okay." He yelled back at the driver, "No, they're not going to be okay." Murphy sounded like he had mush mouth, slurring speech. It was the first time Elisa McMorris has heard what her husband saw the day they lost their son.
He hasn't been able to talk about it. This is the first time I heard his whole story. And it's heartbreaking to make him go through that.
John McMorris also described his son's intense focus. At 12 years old, he'd actually piloted a small plane and was an accomplished musician. And on that fateful hike, he testified never was anyone walking in the road. The defense claims the scouts wandered out of the shoulder, that Murphy was not drunk despite drinking on the golf course and a .13 blood alcohol reading hours later.
My client simply could not have consumed enough alcohol at 350 pounds to ever get to a .13.
So it's inaccurate, you're saying?
Absolutely.
Prosecutors usually present their case to the jury in chronological order, but here they've ended with one of the first on the scene. The testimony of John McMorris so gripping and emotional, court officers were handing out tissues to tearful jurors.
I think any reasonable person can see what they were trying to do.
Which is?
Garner sympathy from the jury.
The defense asked the jury to decide the case on evidence, not emotion. The prosecution calls it glaring evidence that Murphy plowed into conspicuous, observable pedestrians after being warned he was too drunk to drive. In Riverhead, Long Island, Carolyn Gusoff, CBSN, New York.
Our nearly year-long reporting on the forgotten